Okay, so anytime the San Antonio Spurs are brought up in any conversation ever around the world, I'm gonna hear about it. So your boy Paul George, he has something to say about one of our goats.
I want some nasty. Are we having fun yet?
All right, so not expecting this to be a long video by any means. I did see an article that was talking about this, and I disagree and agree. So, and it's pretty obvious why. So we're gonna go ahead and listen to what he has to say. If you guys want to support the channel, clanthemerchfan.com, link in the description there. So let's see what Paul George has to say. They're talking about GOATs in the league and if anyone else should be recognized as a potential GOAT other than LeBron and MJ. So let's see.
Absolutely. Like, you don't mention those guys, and all of them for different reasons, because you think of like LeBron being a GOAT, what he's done on the court, what he's done off the court, how he's elevated the game, transcended the game, and then you throw Bill Russell into that conversation of what he was on and off the court for, you know, the culture, for the league. Like, there's so many conversations. Tim Duncan, his longevity with one team, like, goes hand in hand with what Kobe did. You know what I mean? So like, there's other guys that don't get, whether they're the GOAT or not, at least put them in the conversation. Their resume stacks up just as much. You know what I mean? Their resume is just as good as, you know, MJ. Tim Duncan's resume is just as good as Cole's. Like, they got resumes that can back up this GOAT conversation. So I think those guys get overlooked.
Curry should be mentioned in there too.
I think when he's done. When he's done. Because nobody's catching Steph's three-point.
Man got 4 rings, man.
And count.
Okay.
4 rings. And Charles Barkley got none, and they I bet you.
Well, he's not in that conversation. He's not in that conversation.
I said somebody think he is. Somebody.
They don't watch basketball.
Well, okay, all right. First off, I love the vibes of this podcast. I don't know, it's just something about it. I don't know, it just comes across as so genuine. I need to watch more of this. I never watched Podcast P before, but I need to watch it. I like the vibes. And this actor here, I can't remember his name, but he's in a lot of movies that we've seen or that I've seen in passing. Pretty funny dude. But yeah, I mean, I understand what he's saying here. Like, yeah, there's someone that's gonna think Charles Barkley's a GOAT. That's like probably 5%, man. I mean, maybe 1%. I mean, at this point, I mean, there's people that will believe anybody's the GOAT. I mean, I'm sure there's someone that thinks Klay Thompson is the GOAT, right? So yeah, I don't know. I don't even know if it's worth bringing that up. So about what Paul George had to say and how do I feel about it? I think it's fair to sit back and say, hey, there's some guys that we should put in that conversation, right? Like, but I don't know, it starts to get a little overcrowded when people do this argument that it just gets a little like annoying. Like, I'm not like angry about it or anything like that, but man, when we start saying who's the GOAT, Michael Jordan or LeBron, I can get with that, right? Even people want to bring in Kobe, you know, maybe Duncan, I can get with that. But then it's like we start bringing up Bill Russell, and we start bringing up Wilt Chamberlain, and we start bringing up, and it's like, okay, now we're just getting too congested. Larry Bird, it's like, come on, man, come on, we got to limit to somebody. Not everyone can be the GOAT, okay? Me personally, I'm just gonna go with Michael Jordan. I mean, anything that you want in a player is there. If you want to talk about defense, it's there. If you want to talk about championships, it's there. You want to talk about MVP, it's there. You want to talk about scoring titles, it's there. If you want to talk about cultural impact, it's there. Like, I think it's Michael Jordan, undoubtedly. But with that being said, you know, if LeBron James can manage to take this Lakers team all the way to the finals, maybe you can have an argument there. I think maybe, but still, me personally, I'm going with MJ. And if someone wants to put LeBron at 2, that's fine. I don't mind Tim Duncan being at that 2 spot because of how great he was for so long. I know a lot of people, you know, look at the San Antonio Spurs and they say, oh, it's the well-oiled machine, you know, like the other video that we watched. And, you know, they have so much other talent, and then it's Pop, and it's like, yeah, that's true, but without Duncan, none of that would have happened, okay? I mean, in 99, he brought them over the top. 03, he carried all by himself, and then he was the leader until he retired. So I don't know. I don't know about that. So, but yeah, if we just talk about overall impact, overall what they brought to the game, Michael Jordan, undoubtedly for me. But guys, let me know who's your GOAT. I really like like I said, I really like the vibes of this podcast. It seems really chill. It seems really genuine, and it's not like and this might just sound like kind of out of bounds, but I guess I do mean it this way. When I watch something like Steven Jackson's podcast or whatever, it's just like this weird overarching cloud of negativity, man. Same thing when every time I see Gilbert Arenas on anything, it's just this cloud of negativity. It's something just off about it. You know, it's just guys sitting around flexing each other's egos, and it's just gross. I don't like those podcasts. I don't even really care for Draymond Green's podcast that much. I do, however, like JJ Redick's podcast. I think that's another one that the vibes are there, right? The good vibes. But yeah, this is pretty good stuff. But anyways, I'll give it to you guys later. You want to support the channel, clanthemerchfan.com, or become a Patreon YouTube member, only $2 a month. Until next time, man, bye.